One of your favourite shots, the drop shot, it's a very important shot, I think, for you tactically. You make it look very easy, but how difficult is it to do well?
It's tough to do it well, because if you don't hit the drop shot very well, I mean, it's too easy ball for the opponent. So I'm trying to see the opponent really forward of the best line to do the drop shots, and if he reaches the ball, then the lob or the passing is easy for me.
Up and over. Plenty of space to work with there.
Oh, that is beautifully done.
Sometimes, but it's not too much. I plan the drop shots, but usually I just, when I feel it, when the ball is coming and I feel it, I do the drop shots without the plan in the head.
But when you hit a kick serve out wide and then to a drop shot, surely you've then thought about that. How tricky is that when you've just hit a serve to then hit the drop shot?
Well, it's good, because with the kick serve you send the opponent so far away of the court, and of course it's better to do the drop shots in that case, and it's a good trick for me.
I'm sure I've ever seen a Djokovic match where...
Oh, that is delightful from Carlos Alcaraz. Such amazing court awareness.
Game, Alcaraz.
Who does it work very well against? What kind of player? And who does it really not work well against, in your experience?
I would say against Tsitsipas I do a lot of drop shots, and almost I win it every point that I hit the drop shot. So I would say Tsitsipas is one of the players that I hit a lot of drop shots, and almost I win everyone.
And that is in official rankings in terms of the drop shot. No! It's getting even better!
Rafa, I mean, it's tough to win a drop shot against him, or Djokovic as well. It's tough.
Why?
I think they see when I'm gonna hit the drop shots, they see before I hit it, and of course he ran before, you know, and he always reaches the ball, and they are very good in that, you know. He hit another drop shot, or they win the point every time that I hit the drop shot.
When I was a kid, like my mum with me and my brother, she was always into playing lots of little games like around the net with touch shots and working on like the drop shot and the lob. I did it a lot more when I was a kid, and it's just always been a shot I've always had quite good feel on, and I think just because I practiced it so much when I was really young and got used to playing those sorts of games when I was a kid. But yeah, I don't practice it much nowadays, but I still use it a lot in the matches.
Oh yes, fabulous feel. What a cheeky little drop shot that was. I didn't see that one coming at all. Best in the business. Murray at the lob. Oh, he's done him. What a shot. You've got to love the tactic there. Great awareness from Murray.
I think the reason why my lob has been effective on both sides really is that I do hit it quite high, So it doesn't really matter the height of the opponent so much, because I'm always getting enough height to get it, quite a bit over them. And it's a really good shot against guys that come into the net a lot, because generally the lob is not hit that often when guys come forward. So once you get it over their head a couple of times, they're sort of on their heels a little bit when they come to the net, because they have to worry about that shot as well. So then there's more space in front of them to hit the passing shots, like short angles, or to drop it just in front of their feet. And yeah, it's really important, especially against the big guys that come up to the net. Yeah.
He's pulled off the impossible. He's lobbed the big man.
I don't believe it. That is impossible.
Well, it doesn't really matter where you're standing, and obviously I'm going to see if someone's too far back from the net, I'm not going to try and hit a lob. So it's just about feeling like if someone is close to the net, I know that if I hit this ball, with good height, that there isn't anything that you can do to defend it. I did play one match against Karlovic at Wimbledon where I I got him like loads of times in the one match, and I do think it affected him a little bit, because so much of his game is about putting pressure on you by getting in close to the net and chip charging on your serve, and anytime there's a short ball he's in at the net. But I kept getting the ball over him, and you could see with each time it's more and more frustrating for him, and I do think it affected him a little bit.
I think that growing up, like with my coach, that is my actual coach, we figured that my weapons would have been the serve and the forehand, and obviously then you shape around also, for example, the fitness. I like to play 1, 2, maximum 3 shots, and that's what I do in the gym. Like, I like to be explosive, so we work on that. So it's something that you shape around the whole thing. It's not just like a good stroke and then you do other stuff. So it's everything together. It's important that the fitness part, the fitness guys is talking to the coach.
He's put 48 back in play. A bit of a lift.
And the slice is coming from, actually, I got injured unfortunately when I was 17, and I couldn't play with my two-handed backhand because my left wrist was hurt. And I started to play more slice, practicing for 3 months I think with Vincenzo, my coach, and I started to have more feeling on this stroke. And then I figured that on tour sometimes it's a good weapon to mix it up, like changing the pace is something that is really successful, especially could be here or on grass, for example. So yeah.
Oh, it's wondrous. Floated through. A winning shot from Berrettini.
Oh, it's so clever from Berrettini. Don't know whether he just saw Murray advancing to the net there at the corner of his eye.
When you play a good slice, the opponent can either play like a slice, so then you have more time to run around the forehand, or anyway he has to play a little bit more spin, so the ball is gonna have like more height, and I have time to run around my forehand, and that's the thing. And also when you go line, it's not easy to kind of like move the ball that much. So that's a good weapon, but at the same time, like all the weapons, you don't have to use it too much. Otherwise, I mean, the opponents are the best in the world, so they know they're gonna figure out how to handle that thing pretty much, yeah.
So that jump single-handed backhand, where does it come from? How did you develop it?
It actually comes from juniors, especially when I was small. A lot of people would get the ball up to my backhand, and I remember, I think one practice or a match, I just got kind of tired of going back all the time, so I hit a couple in the air and they worked out well, and yeah, it's just kind of been a natural shot for me.
Is it a weapon as well, or is it just style?
I think it can be a weapon. You know, especially if I hit it well. I think it's you get a pretty good angle from it. I can pretty much hit down on it, so the ball comes pretty quick through the court, even if the opponents can get a racket on it.
A stunning finish from Denis Shapovalov.
Wow. Well, we had one earlier on. That one came with a celebration too.
Oh. Wow. Well, hopefully that will give him the spark he's looking for.
And how do you decide when's a good time to use it?
It's just kind of in the moment kind of thing, you know, when you pick your shot, what you want to go for. If I see the right ball coming, then I'll probably go for it. I think it's just you know, one of those kind of good-looking shots, but it's not like it's not a shot I'll hit all the time. But if it is the right ball, I do think it could be effective. They try not to overuse it as well. Keep it kind of, you know, a flashy thing, not something you get to see every day. So yeah, it's just kind of in the moment thing.
Right on cue. How about that, the jump backhand?
Don't you just love it when a player makes you look good for a change?